Hi everyone, this is Zara Premji here from My Pretty Inkspirations coming to you live. It is Monday, April 1st and it's around 12:31. I'm a couple of minutes late. I was just getting things set up. So hopefully some of you are on lunch and can possibly join me live. And for those of you that are watching the recording, I'm happy that you've joined. So thank you so much. Hi, Maureen. How are you doing? I hope things are well on your end. So I'm going to give people maybe another minute to jump on and then I'm going to get started. But please do say hello. Let me know where you're from. Are you crafting today? What are you making? Or if you're at work, I would love to hear how your day is going and just say hello. Thanks. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Maureen. Have you been busy crafting in your little craft cave or your craft studio? I know I've been seeing some of the things that you've been posting. Hi, Rana. Nice to see you. Thanks for hopping on. So I'm going to get started. And again, for those of you that are just jumping on, or if you're watching the recording, you can still comment and let me know where you're watching from and what you've been up to. So today I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live and I'm going to be featuring the Sweetest Thing bundle. So that is this stamp set right here, and it'll be backwards for you right now because of the orientation of my camera, but once I flip it, you'll be able to see everything in the correct orientation. So this is the Sweetest Thing stamp set, and these are the coordinating framelets that go with it. And I've just taken mine and put them on magnet sheets. I'm sure a lot of you crafters do that as well. They're easier to pull off. So these are all the framelets that come in the pack, and they coordinate perfectly with the Sweetest Thing stamp set. And there are 14 framelets in here. So I'm going to be showing you 3 projects using this particular bundle, which I've been loving actually. The paper that coordinates with it is it's called How Sweet It Is Designer Series paper. And it's just very brightly colored, very vibrant. So I'll show you the front and back side of each piece of Designer Series paper because Stampin' Up's Designer Series paper is usually double-sided unless it's a specialty paper. So I'm going to show you the front side and then this is the back side. So the front has sort of big, bold patterns and lots of candy. And then on the back, it's more of a geometric pattern. So I'm just going to flip through them so you can see them all. And I'm showing you in the 6x6 version, but these come in a 12x12 pack. So, excuse me, and they're really fun colors. And on the back of our Designer Series paper packs, it'll always tell you which colors coordinate with it. And I'll turn to the page in the catalog shortly and show you which colors coordinate with that. This is my favorite pattern. I actually have very little left of this paper. I find it's just really bold and bright. I think it's perfect for kids' birthday cards, but also adult cards. It's just very fun. So that's that one. And then this one here. And what's great about our framelets is they actually cut out the shapes on this paper as well. So makes it really versatile and functional, and you don't even need to stamp these. Obviously, you can just take your framelets and cut that out. And we're going to be doing that today. So this is the back side of that piece of paper. So I'm going to be showing you 3 different cards using that bundle. And I'm also offering the make and takes for free if you place an order with me using a host code. So when I turn you down, you'll be able to see the host code. And if you place an order that's a minimum of $30 or more between now and Friday at 11:30 p.m., I will send you the make and takes in the mail for these projects that you're going to be seeing me make. So again, it has to be by Friday at 11:30 p.m. The other thing that I wanted to ask of you is to share the video. So I'm offering a couple of prizes for anyone that shares the video. And if you are sharing, please comment below and let me know that you have shared it because due to some privacy settings, I may not be able to see who has shared it. It'll just show me the number of times it has been shared. So if you share the video, I'm going to be entering you into a drawing for these faceted gems. So I have the gold faceted gems and I also have the clear. So 2 different winners will get these in the mail. And so all you have to do is share the video and share the love. Hopefully if you enjoy the video, maybe somebody else that you know might as well. So thanks for doing that. What else do I want to share with you? Okay, so we have some announcements. We have a new product line that has come out, and it's available today. So it's called Storage by Stampin' Up. And again, you'll see this backwards. I apologize for that. And this is really just some modular pieces that work together to be able to store our ink pads, our Stampin' Blends, our Stampin' Write markers, our refills, all the different tools that you might, tools and coloring tools that you might need. And so it just helps to organize your space. I've seen some different videos on it, and it just looks like a really amazing product and will help organize your space, which, I mean, everyone can function better in an organized space, I presume. I know I certainly can. There's also a worksheet available, and I can post a link for this, where it just helps you figure out what pieces you need to order to organize your space. And it's based on the number of ink pads you have, the number of Stampin' Blends, and it'll help you figure out how many of the modular pieces you need and create your own setup that's very customized, so that you can just, again, organize your space in a way that really works well for you. So there's some different examples on that worksheet, and I will post a link to that. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the camera down and we'll get started with the stamping. And please do comment if you have any questions. I'm going to just keep checking. Sorry, I keep getting these phone calls to see if anyone's asking questions, and I will do my best to answer them, okay? And if I don't answer them right away, I will do it for sure after I'm done and checking the comments. So here we go. This is always, I never know how this is going to end up, so I'm just hoping that it cooperates with me. There we go. Okay. Can everybody see that? Can you see my grid paper, which you can see I've already stamped on a little bit? So hopefully you can see that. And here's the host code. So like I said earlier, if you place an order of $30 or more with in my online store using this host code, you will get the make and takes for the projects that I'm going to be showing you today. So let's show you, I'm going to show you the projects first. Here's one. This is a really simple card, and it's actually becoming one of my favorite layouts. I use this a lot because it really just showcases the designer series paper, and it's all you need is a trimmer and some ink and stamps and your cardstock and paper, and away you go. This one I haven't actually stuck on the ribbon, but you kind of get the picture. This is a bit of a stepped up card, I would say, where you need a little bit more, so you need more supplies and tools. This one uses the Big Shot. However, if you don't have the Big Shot, you can actually cut that frame out by hand, and we call that fussy cutting. And then this is the last one here that I'm going to show you. I may change up the colors a little bit with these, but these are the basic layouts that I'm going to be showing you. Okay, so those are the cards. Oh, hi Sadie, hi Renee. I see Selena's jumped on, Monica, hi everyone. Thanks so much for joining me. Are you guys all having lunch right now? At work? Okay. Oh, thanks Sadie. Okay, so here we go. Let me find my first make and take packet. So this is the first one I'm going to show you, and this is the one that uses the same layout that I was telling you about, that just uses the designer series paper. So I've cut out two different pieces of the How Sweet It Is designer series paper, and I've chosen to use these particular sides. It's pretty bright and vibrant and bold. I think it would be perfect for a kid's birthday card, but also any adult who really likes candy and cupcakes, and I know a lot of adults who love that, myself included. So I'm going to be using the Gorgeous Grape ink, and I'm also going to be using Melon Mambo. So my Melon Mambo was not cooperating with me when I was designing earlier, and I got ink all over my hands. You can see it here. And of course, like of all the colors, I put my thumb right into the Melon Mambo, and then I got it all over my cardstock. So I had a couple of failed attempts. So let's do the stamping first, and that'll help me dictate where I'm going to put my paper. So I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to use the sentiment that says make it a sweet celebration, and this is using Gorgeous Grape, which coordinates with the designer series paper. And I'm just going to stamp that straight down and straight up. Okay, so you can see it stamps really nicely. And then I'm just going to add some of these little candy pieces, and oh, that was a little bit of a mistake there. Maybe I'll do that overlapping here. And then maybe I'll do one on the other side here. Okay, so that's it for the stamping. Really simple. And I'm just going to assemble the card if I can find my snail, which right now I can't seem to, but I will use Tombow ones. Actually, here it is. So I'm just going to adhere it with some snail. Just going to put a little bit on each corner, and I'm going to stick that down like so. So when I'm trying to align something, I hold it with two hands and between my thumb and my index finger, and then just kind of align it with the top, and then just make sure that it's equal distance from the two sides before I stick it down. And if you don't put too much snail on your designer series paper, you should be able to reposition if it's crooked. So again, just going to put that there, and maybe I'll move that down a bit. So you can see why having stamped first helped me to figure out where to actually put my paper. So now I'm going to take some Whisper White Baker's Twine. I feel like this is a staple that every crafter should have, because even if you don't want to put a ton of fancy embellishments, you can just put a little bit of twine and it just adds some detail to your card. So I'm going to wrap it around twice. And I'm going to leave some excess so that I can have some room to tie the bow. So here, I'm just going to pull these two, and I'm going to push that up a little bit just so it's kind of in the center of that piece of paper. And then I'm just going to tie a bow. This never seems to work out as well when I'm on camera. So we'll see what happens here today. Oh, not too bad. So if you tie it and you don't love the way that the loops are, or they're uneven, then you're just going to pull them like so, and then just trim off the ends. Okay, so that's it for that. And now I'm just going to stick it down to my card base, and I'm using Gorgeous Grape. I forgot to show you in the catalog where this paper shows the different colors, but I will show that to you in a bit. So I'm just going to stick that down, make sure that it's right side up. Okay, what do you think? So this is my first card, this is the second, and of course I'm going to embellish it a little bit more because I think all cards need a little bit of sparkle. These are the glitter enamel dots, and I'll show them to you in the annual catalog. They're actually not in the occasions, they're in the annual. But the colors of the designer series paper coordinate perfectly with the glitter enamel dots. So we've got Coastal Cabana, Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green, and Melon Mambo, and those are exactly the colors that are in this paper here. So it's nice that we have an embellishment that coordinates perfectly with that. And they're only $9.50, and you get a package of 160 of them. So 40 of each color. And I'm just going to pick them off with my fingertips. I really love Coastal Cabana, so I'm just going to put one, I don't know, I'm just kind of scattering. One here, maybe one here, and then I'll put a Gorgeous Grape. No, not doing that one. I'm going to go with the Melon Mambo, and I'll just kind of put that somewhere over here. So it's just sort of a sprinkling of glitter, which I just think is lovely. So that's card number one. What do you think of that? Hi, Renee. Thanks, Maureen. Okay, so that's number one. You can see that took like no time at all. It's super simple. I'm just going to move these things out of the way, and I will clean my stamps using my Stamp and Chamois, although I don't think I'm going to need these stamps again for the other projects, but it's just good practice to clean them off. And I just keep my chamois in a clear case, and I leave it open until it's not so damp so that it doesn't get stinky. The next one I'm going to do, which I should really just stick my bow down before I lose it. So let's just pop that on with a glue dot. Okay, so this is the next card we're going to be doing. And this one is using, again, the same stamp set, Sweetest Thing. And with this one, I didn't do any kind of texture embossing on the background. I just stamped the background, which with these big candy jars, it's really easy to do and creates a really nice, it's almost like your own designer series paper. I'm going to lose the Gorgeous Grape ribbon because I'm going to use a different one. I'm just going to fold my card base, and I'm going to set that aside for now while I stamp. And I'm going to take my big candy jars here, And I will find my my Coastal Cabana ink, which, like, seriously, it was right here. Okay, there's my Coastal Cabana ink. And it doesn't really matter how you stamp this because you're going to cover it with some of the Designer Series paper. Stamp this a couple of times. I keep getting phone calls today. Don't people know that I'm doing a Facebook Live? Okay. And then I'm just going to fill in some gaps here. Like that. And then maybe I'll just do one more down here. Okay, so that's done. And now I'm going to take my piece of Whisper White and I'm going to stamp the frame right on here like so. And I'm going to take my Gorgeous Grape ink and I'm going to stamp the Happy Birthday. So I'm just going to get all my stamping out of the way. There we go. And now I'm going to bring in my Big Shot because I'm going to cut out the frame. I'm super lazy when it comes to fussy cutting. And if I have the Big Shot, I figure I might as well use it. So I'm going to stick that down. And I'm going to put that here and I will grab the frame from the framelets and I'm just going to stick that down. So I'm using my magnetic platform and sometimes the framelets like to jump around, so you just sometimes have to move the cardstock to a spot where it won't jump. And I'm just going to cover that up and I'm going to roll it through. Hi Sharon, nice to see you. Thanks everyone for joining me. Okay, so that's it. Don't need to fussy cut that. Super simple and quick. I'm going to move that aside and I think I'm ready to assemble. I'm going to put that framelit back so I don't lose it. And I'm just going to, again, put some snail. Again, hold it with 2 hands. And stick that down. And now I'll put my Designer Series paper. Whoops. I'll stick that down here. And then I'm going to pop up my sentiment with dimensionals. And I'm going to stick that here. I don't know if that frame is upside down. I don't know if that sort of pointy part is supposed to be at the bottom. It's quite possible, but I think it still looks okay. And I'm going to use the coordinating Coastal Cabana and Granny Apple Green reversible ribbon. So on my original card, I used the Granny Apple Green side, and now I'm going to use the Coastal Cabana side. So it'll kind of blend into the cardstock, but because it's shimmery, it'll still stand out. Okay, so the thing with this reversible ribbon is obviously when you have your tails hanging out, one is going to be one color and the other tail is going to be the other color. So I actually just flip it like that and then pull it a bit tighter and so that it'll face the direction that I want it to go. Not that it would look terrible if you had one facing the other way, but I just like the uniformity of having both tails the same color. Okay, so I'm just going to snip that and I'm going to use my glue dots. Just pop that on. So you see it still kind of stands out and part of it is against the Designer Series paper. And last but not least, I'm going to use some embellishments. So I'm just going to again use these glitter dots. Since this paper came out, no word of a lie, I think I've ordered about 6 packs because I just love how it coordinates with it. So any card that I've done that uses this paper, I am always putting these dots on. So I just did it exactly the way that I had done the first card. And voila! What do you think? Pretty simple, right? I think so. Thank you, Jan. Thanks, Maureen, for sharing. Okay, so we are going to go on to our last card. So this card is definitely one that involves a few more steps, and that's this one here. And when I say a few more steps, I mean there's a few more little pieces to cut out, and then there's some texture embossing on here. And I'm going to change up the colors again on this one. So I've still used a Whisper White card base, but I used a Gorgeous Grape layer, and instead of using the dot to dot embossing folder, I'm using the striped scallop. So this is also a really fun one for birthday cards, and I might just actually stick that down so that I don't lose it, because my desktop is a bit of a disaster, and it's very likely that things will get lost if I don't stick them down. Okay, so that's that piece, and I'm actually going to also put on my designer series paper. So again, just a little bit of snail. I find when I'm sticking designer series paper down to embossed surfaces, I need a little bit more snail and closer to the edge so that they're not sticking up. And so that one will just go right here. Okay, so it's kind of tone on tone, but this one also has, you know, the other colors in it as well. And then let's do the stamping. Okay, so I've already cut out the Starburst piece using my Starburst punch. So I'm going to put that aside, and I will do the stamping again. So this time I'm going to use the Coastal Cabana for both of the stamps, so the frame and the happy birthday. Well, let me just do that. Okay, here we go. This time I will stamp it with the pointy side down. Okay. There we go. And I will stamp the happy birthday. I could have used purple again, I suppose, but just to make it a little different from the last one. So let me move these out of the way. And I'm going to bring my Big Shot back in because I'm going to be cutting this candy jar. I'm also going to be cutting some of these little candy pieces, and I'm of course going to be cutting out the frame. So let me bring that back in, and I'll do all of it at once, hopefully, so that we can be efficient, because efficiency is everything. Okay, let me go this way so that you can see how I am setting everything up. So I'm going to just tear that. We'll set that one up here. And then I'm going to use, I don't know which candy jar I want. Yeah, I think I'll stick with the long, narrow one still. So that one there. And then I'm going to do these little candies. So I'm actually going to just tear some scraps because I don't actually need. Sadie, you need to get yourself some Coastal Cabana ink and paper. How do you not have this color? It's like, honestly, I think it might be my favorite color in the whole Stampin' Up! Catalog. It's beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to take out these little candies, which what's really cool about these is that they actually will cut out and kind of emboss at the same time. So they've got some texture. So I'll throw that down here, and I think everything is sitting where it should. And I'm just going to roll that through. You can hear all that cracking because I have one new plate on here. So I'm going to take everything off here so I can get my Big Shot out of the way. Okay. So you can see I've got this piece here. And then I'm just going to get my piercing tool to poke these little things out. They're super easy. Oh, I've already lost it. See, now where did it go? Oh, it's sitting on my Big Shot. So this one, I'll just poke out. And I will put all of these back right onto the magnet sheet so that I don't lose them, because, like I said, my desktop is quite the disaster. And here's the last piece. So I'm going to get all these little bits out of the way so that I can assemble, and I don't want to lose this. Okay, so that's that. And I'm just going to assemble my card, and then you can see the finished product. So here we go. I'm going to stick this onto my Starburst like so. And then I'm going to attach these little candy pieces with some glue dots. So I'll just stick this one on here, and then I will put this one just kind of overlapping. But I want to leave the center exposed. Let me see if I can do that, just so that I can put a glitter dot on that. So I'm going to do something a bit different with the ribbon here. So if you look at my original card, it's kind of just wound behind, and I'm going to do the same thing on this one. So what I do to do that is I'm just going to put some snail on, and then maybe I will do the Granny Apple Green side. So I'm going to do that, and keep it like that. And I will snip the end here. And I will put some dimensionals just to reinforce that and make sure that it stays in place. I'm running out of dimensionals on this sheet. Okay, so I think I like the length of that ribbon. I'm going to just stick that down here. And then I would like to also stick on my candy jar. So I'm going to put that like so. And all I need to do now is to stick on the little glitter dots. So I'm going to put, maybe I'll go a little bit bigger here. I'll put that one in the center here, and then maybe I'll put this one here, like so. And I'm going to just stick on a couple more. Maybe a Coastal Cabana one here, and another Melon Mambo. So that's it. What do you think? Would love to hear your thoughts about this. And they're all fairly simple. So here are the finished cards. These ones and this one here. These are the ones that I did today. And so like I said, if you do place an order of $30 or more using this host code here, and it's placed by Friday at 11:30 p.m., then I will be sending you the materials to be able to make the card. So the ribbon will be cut, all the cardstock will be cut for you. You'll get the strips of Designer Series paper that you need, and then hopefully you'll have either these products, or you might have some others at home that would work to be able to make some similar cards. And of course, all the embossing on this one will be done for you, the Starburst Punch. So it'll be kind of a make and take kit that you can pretty much just stamp and assemble, and maybe add on your little bows. But I hope you like them, and I really appreciate you joining me today. Thanks, Sadie. Thanks, Maureen. And thanks for watching. I will try and be back on next week, Monday. And I appreciate you watching, and thanks for sharing the video and for your comments. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you soon. Bye for now. Thanks, Renee. Bye.